Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and once again, welcome to this Bally Live presentation of the AVP Denver Open Contenders Series. And we have done it. We are at our first final, the women's final happening between the number one and number two seeds. That's Carly Kahn and Devin Sowers facing off against Avery Jackson and Gina Urango. I'm Rob Sparrow alongside my brothers on the right coast, Taylor Wright, and of course, Jacob Justice. We've been hanging all weekend with you to get to this point here. We've seen a lot of exciting action, and it is not going to end until after these last two final matches. So I guarantee you this will be a couple of shows. But I'm going to let my boys talk about it. First, let's bring in Jacob Justice and then go over to my bro, Taylor Wright.
Rob, thanks for the introduction. And yes, we are excited for these last two matches of the day. We'll have women's final right now. Carly Kahn, Devin Sowers against Avery Jackson and Gina Urango. And we have seen some very good, consistent play from Carly Kahn and Devin Sowers. Again, a semifinal match that really felt like Devin and Carly were in control the whole time. But we saw an earlier match for Avery and Gina that showed the same thing. So when you see these two powerhouses going against each other, I'm excited to see what the matchup is going to shake out to. So, Taylor, give us some more insight on kind of what those matchups are, whether that's bigs at the net or if it's going to be a defense-heavy game in terms of what you're expecting here.
Yeah, we've affectionately called this the speed dating event of the year with so many new matchups, one of them being Avery Jackson, Gina Urango. This actually being Avery Jackson's first AVP tournament coming to us from the NCAA side, playing over there at Stanford as a freshman. What an honor it has to be for her as her first matchup in an AVP event with Gina Urango. Gina, currently a staple in the AVP league, doing some phenomenal things over there. Coming in at 5'11", Gina just glides across the sand, but not to be outdone. Avery Jackson has been playing some phenomenal defense, an offensive powerhouse, and just making her name a quick staple here at AVP Denver Open, but not to be outdone. Devin Sowers, Carly Kahn. What a storied matchup they've had playing internationally and here in the U.S. Devin Sowers has to be feeling a little bit of pride right now, currently living down there in Louisiana, as some of her Louisiana folks just took down what we've heard a gold overseas in an FIVB event. Has to be feeling a little bit of USA pride right now as USA notching another gold medal on the year. Carly Kahn coming to us from Hawaii, getting some phenomenal training out there. And so far, we've seen Carly Kahn just reaching deep into her bag of tricks. 1 balls, 2 balls, turning ball under the block, around the ring, and just hammering balls when needed. Devin Sowers went down yesterday with a little bit of an ankle scare, but that certainly didn't scare her the rest of the day as she has powered her way through every single match since. Rob, what are you looking for here for these two teams to establish early?
You know, I think that I'm going to go with first Avery Jackson and Gina Urango. They are going to continually assert themselves. And what I mean by that is they have not dropped a single set, even through the semifinals. Can you believe that? The entire tournament have not dropped a set. So they're going to come out expecting to put the pedal to the metal and not let up by any means. And we know that Gina Urango, the hashtag Sandy Urango portion of her is going to come out. She's going to be behind that block of Jackson, picking up a ton of balls, giving 150% effort, and being resourceful with the attacks that she has, going to the right, to the left, being that she's ambidextrous and looking for those open spots in the sand. On the other side of the court, you know, Devin Sowers went down, but no need. You can get offense from Carly Kahn because she is so smart and has a great range of shots that she can use. But let's just say they stick it on Devin. She's got a wicked arm, big jump, and obviously she's a tough one, going down that ankle scare and coming back and turning on beast mode even more, taking down the competitors, making their way all the way through the quarters, semis, and into this final match. So with that, there's one bonus I'm going to throw on there. With Billy Allen and Paul Lottman losing, that means Billy Allen, who's Avery's assistant coach, may be on the sideline for Avery and Gina, but we shall see.
Absolutely. And, you know, to start off this broadcast of our women's final here at AVP Denver Open, I want to start with a big shout out as we see that big group of AVP officials right there at the ref tower getting ready for this women's final match. The AVP providing a full official staff for all semis and finals. We also see Dave Shaw in his signature sport coat, today sporting the neon yellow traffic cone jacket to make sure everyone knows where he's currently at. The island staff doing a phenomenal job all weekend, as we've heard from our on-site correspondents, keeping things moving quickly. Nick Piccoli on the operations side, and a phenomenal event from everything we've seen so far.
I want to drop down their bio and profile stats that Avery Jackson stands at 5'10". She's going into her sophomore season. Yes, she just completed her freshman season, was an All-American All-Freshman team selection for the Stanford Cardinal, who had a fantastic run at the end of the season and at the NCAA Collegiate Beach Championships in Gulf Shores. Gina Urango stands at 5'11". Usually you'd see the bigger athlete at the net blocking, but Gina is such a great defender and has great lateral movement. Devin Sowers has shown she's got, standing at 6'2", a wicked arm swing. Look forward to seeing that, as always, in Carly Kahn. She is the crafty one. Can use everything from the chisel to the poke to the wipe, and even can crack the whip every once in a while. So we're going to have a fun one here, boys, and I'm looking forward to closing out these last two matches with you, because it's going to be sizzling action here, even though it's going to be sizzling temperature-wise, as we see. And I think Jacob's got the weather bug up on his app.
Yeah, Denver having a hot one today. Again, we talked a little bit about the humidity earlier. Really no humidity, especially compared to where Taylor and I are right now in Jacksonville Beach. We consistently sit in a soup, essentially, with how humid it is down here in Florida. But 19% humidity, but just about to eclipse that 90-degree mark in Denver. And we're going to see how the players really are going to handle that heat, that temperature, as well as the heat from the play, and seeing how these teams react to that.
And a big update, by the way, on the other side of the men's bracket. As we do know, Evan Corey, Troy Field have bought their way into the men's final, but Peter Knoll, Caleb Queckel currently trailing 10-13 to DJ and Logan on the other side of the men's bracket. So a very hotly contested match on that side for those teams trying to make their way in. We are being told by the AVP and Island staff that the original broadcasted times are going to be brought up just a little bit, as everything is running quite smoothly over there. So we are going to have this women's final starting here in just a few moments, and the men's final immediately following that. And we're going to see Evan Corey, Troy Field taking on the winner of DJ Klashnik and Logan Weber, or Peter Knoll, Caleb Queckel.
Well, while we're on hold here, we were supposed to be starting at the top of the hour, but there's some kind of delay happening here. But what are some of the memorable athletes and plays you guys have seen up until this point?
I think the first one that comes to mind for me is Ian Carlson and Skylar Del Sol. Again, they're fun athletes to watch, but I think the highlight for me was watching Skylar Del Sol get an open net dig with his foot. That was a dime pass. I don't believe they got the point, but what a highlight dig there for Skylar, just proving he was everywhere on the net at that time.
Another one, Rob, I know you shared this on your Instagram last night. It was shared on the Colorado Cupcakes Instagram page, but there was an overpass that certainly looked like Gage Basie was going to go up and just take care of at the top, and just quickly pulling down, hand setting that ball to his brother Lars. Lars then quickly setting that ball low back to Gage, and just a bounce of a ball and a bomb fest that we saw yesterday.
You have to go with one of the teams that's competing in our final. That's Carly Kahn and Devin Sowers. They were trailing in that set in the third when she went down with that or the second with that ankle sprain. And I thought for sure that set was going to be lost and they're going to have to go to a third set tiebreak. But what ended up happening was Carly Kahn put the pedal to the metal, put on her Superwoman cape, and said, "I'm taking over here," which she did. And they got the straight set sweep, which in their next match, they actually played even better. So seeing that happen, seeing that turn when it could have been disastrous for the result, it ended up being something that's really turned them on to really play even harder, better, and faster. So kudos to Carly and Devin on that turnaround after what could have been an injury that could have shut them down.
Another quick shout out to Ashley Pater, which Ashley Pater, Madison White, they had to play both of these teams in the final during this weekend. Ashley Pater, Madison White took on Avery Jackson and Gina Uringo in bracket play, as they also had to play against Carly Devin Sowers in pool play. So certainly you could say a tough draw for Ashley
yeah,
Pater and
a
Madison White,
gauntlet.
having to play two finalist teams in their run. And we saw Ashley Pater kind of struggle a little bit in the beginning of some of those sets, but Ashley brought out the hammer multiple times and got several big time bounces. And we certainly were looking for a deeper run by her, but they did have their run cut short and were not able to make it into a semi or final this weekend.
Breaking. We've got 13 serving to match point number 2. That's DJ Klasnich and Logan Weber at the second match point in that third set tiebreak. So watching that, looking for that flip, but there may be a timeout because it's been hanging on 14-13 for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep a tab on that one. Also looking up at the screen a lot, making sure we're not missing anything. And I'm really liking the warm up right now, to be honest, of some kind of deep inside seam balls being served at Devin Sowers, really trying to make sure they're warming up that kind of deep float and making sure she's going to be able to get popped out wide the set from Carly Kahn. So the warm-up's already looking very strategic in what they're trying to work on. So far, Avery Jackson, Gina Uringo are just let a couple balls fly. Avery has already put 2 balls into the parking lot here, bounced off the sand. So Avery Jackson certainly looking to start hot. And we have a tie ball game on the other side. It's 14-14. Oh, and a quick score update now. DJ Logan with another chance at a match point now. 15-14 going to extra points over there on the men's side.
We'll take this opportunity since we have some time here. Well, not a lot, but it's a heavy week of volleyball. So from here, Wapaka starts Thursday or Wednesday for the qualifiers, and the rest of the main draw on Thursday and Friday, and then the AVP League Saturday and Sunday. So be sure to check out avp.com. That's been a great league this year. There have been some unexpected results in a huge way, and right now, a team on top of the league, the LA Launch, but they've only played 4 matches or 4 games, so to speak, but they've got, they're undefeated. And then right behind them, I'm sure these guys will like it, the Palm Beach Passion. They got 6 wins, 2 losses, 17 points. So they're right there in second. Brooklyn Blaze in third, but still a couple more league events to happen.
Yeah, I was actually down with some of the DJ staff at the Palm Beach event that already happened, and got to be in the DJ booth and do a little bit of work with DJ Roche, and that was a phenomenal time getting to talk to some of those athletes afterwards. And it's a totally different game plan when you're playing matches with sets being only to 15. Requires a much faster start, as we've seen some third set matches obviously this weekend. But when you're playing the entire match in those sets to 15, it's a very different game plan and mindset of there is no feeling a team out. There's none of that kind of chess play that we talk about, maybe moving some pawns onto the board and feeling a team out. It is a fire away from first point mentality. And so it's led to a lot of really big moments for some teams that maybe people weren't ready to be on top of that league are just exploding in how they're handling the league play.
We've got our other finalists, and it looks like we're going to see the sizzling Serbian and long arm Logan in the championship against Evan Corey and Troy Field.
Yeah, you asked me yesterday, Rob, at the end of the day, if there was a matchup that I could ask for. And again, with this speed dating that we keep talking about in this event of all these new matchups and some old partnerships, kind of playing against each other, Logan Weber taking on Evan Corey, those two certainly playing quite a few events together back in the 21-22 timeframe. I'm looking forward to just a lot of, maybe some under the net chirping there going on, as those two do love to talk a little bit, and Logan likes to get really fired up. So that's going to be a really fun one to watch, and watch Troy and DJ kind of tee off a little bit. Logan Weber coming in and a pretty towering block, but as we just saw, Troy Field unfazed at the net and certainly showing his dominance as a blocker right away in that last matchup.
I keep saying speed dating. That's so 90s, 2000. I think we got to call it Tinder teaming, perhaps.
That might be the greatest call of the weekend, Rob. I'm going to go ahead and give you the medal now, just as Kristen Nuss just got her first place. You're getting yours today.
It'll be my only first place ever. Well, we're a little delayed in our start, and we are talking about what we've been seeing all weekend. But how about this season here in the AVP? There have been a few contender events, a few league events, but anything shaping up this year that has really caught your attention?
Gage Basie and Thomas Hurst going on a tear there between taking down first place at Pottstown and then quickly turning around and just a mere 7 days later taking a first place at Virginia Beach. Both of those players then dropping in a semi and a quarter here at Denver. So far, no one team has just kind of taken over in these contender events and established themselves as the one and only. A lot of mix up and match up as different teams making in the semis and finals. So certainly going to be a spread of wealth in terms of bids of these contender events, all feeding in to the one and only Manhattan Beach Open. So that tournament certainly going to be a wide range of types of players coming from different backgrounds and areas of the country is going to lead to, I believe, just add on to the storied past of the MBO, and I'm so excited to see how that shapes up.
Yeah, I think there's a couple other things too about what's going on with the AVP season, and I think a big part of that is just this very quick succession of these contender series events, right? So again, last weekend Virginia Beach, this weekend Denver, and then go 4 or 5 days and you have Wapaka, and it's very, very tight in there, and especially in those last 2 weeks. We're seeing a lot of these different pairs. So I'm actually really excited to see what the registrations look like for Wapaka, to see if people are going back to what they were for Palm Beach or Huntington, if they're going to switch it to Virginia Beach. I want to see where things shake up before we get to Manhattan Beach, which is the next event on the AVP schedule outside of the AVP League. And then in September, having the Laguna Beach Contender Series as well. Hoping we get an opportunity to be on the call for that as well. But exciting. It's just exciting to see where the game is going. And I love that the level of play is anybody can play with anybody at this point, right? You see a lot of these matchups, and I love that Gina is going to the young gun in Avery Jackson from Stanford here, but you have a veteran team together that's been playing the last 2 years in Carly Kahn and Devin Sowers with their win at Wapaka in 2024. I love what the game is doing right now, and so I'm super excited for what the rest of the season looks like. But to Taylor's point as well, Manhattan Beach is going to be electric, and I am excited for what will come in mid-August.
Well, I think so automatic bids to the top two winners of the Denver Open. Now, I believe Gina's already in. So, what does that do for Avery if she wants to play?
Yeah, Gina does already have her bid into the Manhattan Beach Open. We've been told there is a trickle down that will happen if a team double qualifies, meaning they do receive 2 different bids. So I believe Gina's bid here would trickle down in some way to another player. Avery, I believe, would grab her bid and I think have the ability to go grab another player, but that player would have to qualify points-wise to be able to play into that tournament. So Avery certainly looking to notch a big one here in her bid into the Manhattan Beach Open.
Yeah, and that could be really good for Maureen Kenna and Chloe Lorene, though, because they've already got theirs at Virginia Beach. So Maya Gessner and Jacinda Ramirez could potentially receive that as well. Anaya Evans and Tori Van Winden, I believe, were the other women's pair there that could get that trickle down from Virginia Beach as well. Or the Long Beach State pair in Malia Gimatera and Taylor Hagenow, who we saw.
Yeah. Well, that'd be a great addition for sure, the way they've been playing. Looks like we're through with intros here, so we're going to take a chance to meet our teams on the court. But first off, our number 2 seed, that's Carly Kahn. She sends a 5'9" from Honolulu, Hawaii. Played indoor Missouri Beach out of Hawaii. Her partner stands at 6'2", and that is Devin Sowers from New Mexico and Western Kentucky. Finds her home in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, but her home technically is in Tatum, New Mexico. Their opponents Gina Urango, 5'11", from Los Alamitos, California, and her partner Avery Jackson from Dallas, Texas, the current Stanford Cardinal, playing with Gina Urango, the USC legend. And we are already hot in action with a 1-0 lead for, I believe that's Devin and Carly.
Yeah, Devin with a big power swing into the top of the tape there.
Tess and Urango. And Urango delivers.
Looks like Avery Jackson there kind of had almost a two-hand set over, a little flare from the young gun there.
I believe that was Jackson putting my mistake there. They're both wearing black, of course, and she jump serves that in the net.
I actually don't mind an early miss there to just try and get things firing for Avery Jackson. Again, Gina might just be saying, hey, young gun, just go out there and start firing and see if you can get something rolling there.
Saved by Jackson, and Urango lets it rip.
The call was no one line, and Urango delivers with a bomb. Devin Sowers not able to control that one with the hands.
Keeps us level at 2-2. Urango serving off screen. Great serve, low flat with pace. Sowers blocked up top by Jackson. Going to the right side is Khan, and she finds a line somehow, some way.
Yeah, so far, and even that miss by Avery Jackson really looked like it was going down the side of Devin Sowers. So far we're seeing Urango and Jackson kind of attacking Sowers. We'll see how that maybe changes in their game plan, but certainly that's their decision early.
Jackson's
jumbo. It's shooting that one to the deep corner there. Rob, that's going to work for a point pretty often, but tied up at threes here. Are we going to see Avery Jackson go back and rip another serve?
Jackson, again, listen, I say only 5'10", but you got to see her jump in person, and she just has great instincts on block, and she deals an ace on the deck. 4-3 on the turn.
Finds that sideline, and a nice control there, just able to guide that down that line.
We saw Avery Jackson and Gina Urango really go to this really aggressive serving plan yesterday. I'm excited to see Avery Jackson. She had a couple misses early in that match, but certainly found that rip serve late in that match, and it was a heck of a difference.
Jackson aggressive on the serve, challenging Sowers and serve receive. Sowers instead goes ballistic off the block.
Yeah, going after Sowers here is a tactical move by Gina Urango and Avery Jackson, maybe hoping for an out-of-system pass or an ace like Jackson did on the last one. But, man, if Devin is able to corral that serve-receive ball, you are in for a world of hurt, no matter how good your blocking attempt is.
Khan going towards Urango. Urango high set out of the right side, and Sowers with a return package.
First one of the match, and Devin Sowers is going to earn that one. I do want to point out, though, what a great set there from Avery Jackson, but Gina trying to just unload, but Devin in the way. That one's going to be just wide there from Carly Kahn, so a missed serve after the block.
5-5. That brings Jackson back to the service line, or correction, Urango back to the service line. Deep float over towards Sowers. They're really working Sowers. There's a block for Jackson, our first, and why not celebrate it?
Yeah, give her all the monster block on that one. What a great press. She really held her hand still, and then last minute had a really great reach press and getting to that ball before Sowers was able to turn it away.
6-5 for Jackson Urango. Sowers a little angry after that last block, so she decides to light it up at the left side.
Yeah, Sowers such a great whip on that arm and able to just power that one down through Avery Jackson's block.
That brings Sowers back to serve the 6-2 blocker. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and the equipment-aided kill out of the right side for Urango.
Yeah, Urango knowing that net can sometimes be a third player when needed, so just powering that one through the tape and getting a little tape love, as we like to call it, and snapping that ball in down cross.
Jackson with a tough serve. Make that an ace as she throws down on the deck.
As we're seeing, they're definitely attacking Devin Sowers, maybe hoping for some more of those easy aces there. I don't want to say easy because that's a heck of a serve. So if Devin's able to get a hold of that ball and get up into system, it's a world of hurt coming. But they're certainly going to keep attacking her and hoping for some of those ace errors.
That
Going
one they're
aggressive
going to
from the
let
service.
go wide. Yeah, a long ball. Just again, you got to keep going for it though, and I like the aggression there from Avery Jackson. And honestly, I like what Gina's doing, just giving her the green light to just go get it.
Good pass by Urango. Urango swings to the left side, little shake and bake action, and she delivers.
Good run on that kind of back set there, and there's a lot of trust there in Avery to deliver that ball exactly where Gina wants it.
I think we talked a lot about the other day that back set, running that kind of back to the pin, is a big part of the USC kind of handbook on their play schedule and what they like to script. So Gina Uringo certainly looking very well in form on that back set.
Well, Urango playing for the great Anna Collier, starting off that USC Beach program. Obviously, you know some people from there, like April Ross, perchance.
Absolutely. And we actually talked about this yesterday, but another big shout out to Gina. Gina being the first ever full ride NCAA beach athlete. We've heard a lot of athletes kind of splitting their scholarship dollars between indoor and beach, but Gina Uringo getting the first full scholarship on the beach side certainly has not disappointed in the fact that she was able to get that.
Urango looking high line on the winner off the block of Sowers to tie it up at 9s. Yeah, I think we mentioned this in a previous match we've done, but Gina's 2 times the age of Avery, just to remind everyone of the difference in the competitors, the ages in the competitors.
Big rip cross court there from Devin Sowers.
Sowers just has a lot of torque. She has that long arm, and that adds a little extra, little pop to her swing. Jackson, beautiful pass. High ball in the middle, blocked, touch, but goes out of bounds. So call that a tool for Jackson off of Sowers.
The Sun Cruiser VIP couch there on the beach getting the souvenir ball. Sun Cruiser, the official drink partner of the AVP Contenders Tour Series this year and the AVP League.
11-10 into the technical timeout. Gentlemen, what do we like, not like? What are we seeing on the court here so far after in this first set?
I'm loving the service pressure from Avery Jackson, and Gina's doing a good job too of just having a good aggressive deep float. I think they're targeting Devin a little bit more, and so we're seeing her unload on a couple balls. That cross court swing there to, I believe, tie that up at 10s for the side out. But Avery's getting that serve to pay off for them, right? 1 or 2 real points off the aces, as well as getting some good out of system scramble plays from Carly and Devin. But I think time is going to be the teller of all with how this game shakes out. Halfway through this game, obviously a very tight first set here, 11-10 in favor of Avery and Gina. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Devin and Carly come out with some fire from this technical, maybe find a couple of option balls early from Carly. Again, we've seen how crafty she can be with some of the chaos plays. But I'm excited to see how this first set really shakes out.
Rob, you mentioned Billy Allen being one of the coaches of Avery Jackson over there at Stanford. We saw Devin Sowers warming up a lot with that deep float serve coming at her and really attacking the seam. And so far, maybe a coaching move or a talk with Avery Jackson, they have not really given her the ability to go on that deep float serve. They're really attacking kind of the short seam and outside sideline. So maybe she thought she had something dialed up for how she's watched Avery and Gina play so far this weekend, but they're doing a very good job of changing up what looks they've been giving the teams and forcing her into a very uncomfortable serve receive position.
Sowers finding Jackson in serve receive. Bad pass saved by Jackson. Roll shot by Sowers picked up by Urango. Urango and the dig to kill or D2K by Carly Kahn.
And that's what we were just talking about. Carly Kahn really thrives on those chaos, wacky plays and just shoves that one back over on one.
You mentioned Gina Uringo also, maybe not being a freshman in college and having a lot of experience. Carly Kahn also, coming from a place of playing for quite a while and especially at a high level, playing out there in Hawaii, training with some of the greats. And she really has a lot of court vision in those scramble plays and just finding an easy point and not really needing to take all three touches, as she's proven she has a deadly, deadly one ball.
Devin Sowers with a block, and Avery Jackson, Ginny Arango not liking this run by Kahn and Sowers. They're taking a team timeout immediately after this technical timeout that happened just a few points ago. Um, I don't think there's any concern, so to speak. And they've pretty much been running with them, but why do you think they took this timeout so quickly?
I mean, 3 points in a row coming out of the technical. Again, what I said there, Carly and Devin coming out with a bit of fire, right? We know it's hot there, but a momentum push like that or surge for Carly and Devin in the middle of the match really isn't what you want to feel, especially from Avery and Gina's side. So I think this timeout is just a slow down for Carly and Devin, and give yourself maybe an opportunity to find out what's working. Swinging at Carly, apparently with open nets, isn't working. She's sending it back over on one, finding ways to score points on defense. And I think they're going to try to find something else with Devin. We've seen her run a couple points and sets out to the pin from Carly. And I think they're going to try to maybe limit that movement to inside the court to see if they can get some better lineups there. Otherwise, they're giving Devin a lot of room to work all the way from the pin with a really good high line snap going crossbody. And we've seen some cut shots come out, but of course, we've seen some really big swings as well. So I think this is going to be a game plan switch for Avery and Gina to keep Devin maybe running a little bit more out of the middle.
They go to Gina in serve receive. Gina over the top, dug up and over by Kahn. Jackson's going to get a swing, and she goes cross. Oh, and it's called wide.
I really like the body movement there by Avery Jackson after that ball coming back over, getting back behind it, shoulder square to the net. Great pass, kind of a wide sweeping approach coming from outside the lines. Just getting that thumb a little too much power wide. And just a nice simplistic play there to poke that over deep into the corner.
It's interesting because Avery Jackson plays with Brooke Rockwell, whom I'm sure you'll see at some AVPs as well, but she's 5'10", but also solid jumper, could easily be a blocker, but she's a defender behind Avery for obvious reasons because Avery's an outstanding blocker.
Urango no off touch on the block. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Devin Sowers, go put a hat on so you could tip it to the crowd, because the timing, the effort, the press, what a phenomenal dunk of a block there.
The hang time you have to have to throw back a cut shot like that is crazy. And then an ace. Oh, man, back-to-back huge points for Devin Sowers and Carly Kahn, a 16-12 lead as we switch sides. And Avery and Gina's already taken their timeout. And this surge right here for back-to-back points, they're just going to have to try to stop the momentum with the play.
The 6-1 run by Sowers and Kahn.
Not an ideal side switch. And a tough serve there, too.
Urango winding up and an attack here to add on.
Not what you want to have happen. Avery and Gina are going to try to just get into some sort of rhythm here. But, again, that was a great serve from Carly Kahn into the seam. Oh, and learning from their mistakes. Gina's going to put that one out of the reach of Devin. No throwdown block there.
Well, Devin's showing early at the net, and Gina saw that because she's the vet. She was checking and went to that area two ball attack. Sowers.
High outside set. Oh, and a big thumb down swing for Devin Sowers off the top of the block there. Finds the court anyways. Big response by Devin there, in my opinion.
18-13 Sowers. Back to serve. Sowers, the 6'2" blocker, goes to Urango. They're working Urango now. I started with Jackson. Con
What
Cuddy
a dig.
action.
And
Oh,
put away. Carly Kahn. A great dig in the seam and then able to convert the cut shot.
I think Avery made the decision to go on 2 there a little early. It looked like she was hoping that Carly Kahn was going to cheat a little bit wider there as Devin was coming up. It maybe looked like a line block. And once she committed, she couldn't pull back out of it and just gives honestly an easy ball straight to Carly Kahn.
Urango going to the shoot game. She goes down the line, gets that, it stops the run. 14 serving to 19. Stopping a 9-3 run by Kahn and Sowers. Is it off the block? No. Attack error.
And we saw Avery there go to more of a kind of a slow mid jump approach for a float serve rather than her top serve that she's been giving. But a great serve down the line, almost forcing Devin Sowers outside the court and doing a really good job of pulling the hands down there.
Sowers with the extreme angle attack.
Man, Avery got a part of her hand on that, but not able to get enough to put it back. We've got set point serving 15. Carly Kahn, Devin Sowers currently in control. Let's see what Avery and Gina can do to maybe stave off a set point.
Going over, they're keeping it on Urango. And Sowers, apropos that they end with a stuff block by Sowers.
Yeah, a good point there to end the first set for Carly Kahn and Devin Sowers. And we've seen this storyline before, a dominant first set. But expect Avery and Gina to come out firing in this next one.
Avery and Gina certainly a little bit of control there in the beginning of that first set. Avery getting really hot from the service line. But Carly Kahn, Devin Sowers responding in a phenomenal way, coming out firing, finding some blocks, finding some big digs, and finding some great serves of their own, switching up from Avery Jackson to go after Gina Urango and maybe force a little uncomfortability there of Avery having to come in and make a lot of sets. Jacob, Rob, what do you guys think Avery Jackson and Gina can do right now early? Something small and obtainable. I don't think they need to make drastic changes, but just clean up 1 or 2 small things.
Yeah, I think a big part of that is trying to break down the game just a little bit more, right? We haven't really seen a ton of crazy action, right? We're not talking about like jump sets and crazy option balls, but break the game down a little bit. Break it down to its essential piece, which is point for point, right? That 6-1 side switch coming out of the technical timeout, crucial. Try to break that down into, hey, a small game to 7. Let's just win. Hey, let's try and win 3 or 4 of these and keep it close on the side switch. But going down 6-1 on a side switch, that's a big loss in your overall run in the game. So try to compartmentalize that just a little bit more. I think that was the game plan to start. But kind of from that point, it kind of felt like it just got out of reach. Carly Kahn and Devin Sowers obviously applying a lot of pressure in that first set to take it 21-15.
I agree with what Jacob had to say. I just only want to add that I think that they need to find a flow offensively. And that's one thing I just didn't get versus what we've seen from Gina and Avery in their previous matches. They're lacking that rhythm right now. So hopefully they can get that together and provide a little more resistance here against Devin and Carly in the second set.
What a
great
touch
pickup
there
by
from Gina. Big
Jump
pokey down the middle. Rob, that was spectacular. What a pickup from Gina Urango.
Sifting through the sand, getting dirty. The hashtag Sandy Chirango. Gina now on the serve, going over towards Sowers. Sowers going to get a swing, and she does off of Urango.
Good swing there from Devin, but in talking about that flow, Rob, I love the way you're describing that. Find that flow, and I think that's something that Carly and Devin are doing so well is disrupting that. I think they do that very well, whether that's with a big block or just some sort of defensive touch. They disrupt that flow. So you can feel like I hit a great shot right there, but Carly Kahn's going to get a hand on it. Or I hit a good cut shot there, but it gets thrown back by Devin Sowers. And that is very quickly how things can change. And you can feel like, all right, I thought that was going to be perfect, and it gets thrown back in your face. Oh, and Avery
Dirty
Jackson,
ace winner.
Sorry, not sorry.
the ace of spades off the top of the tape.
Oh, you got to love that Avery Jackson still going for it. That low flat pace serve. Oh, and then she goes a little too low on that one.
There's a certified buy one, get one right there from Taylor Wright.
Yeah, big. You go get an ace. Just go let her rip tater chip on your next one, and if you miss, you miss.
Another
Oh, and a
great
pass
serve
into the net
for
by Avery Jackson, but not able to be cleaned up by Gina Uringo.
So that fist pump by Carly Kahn. She intentionally wanted that low fast serve down that sideline.
Disrupting flow as she does.
Jackson pushes it out to the pin, and Urango delivers.
Devin not quite able to get that peel, I think, where she wants. And that's a conscious decision every time. When you peel like that as a blocker, you have to consciously think about, okay, am I going to give up more of the line and force them to hit a good shot straight down that line? Or do I peel a little bit more into the seam? And that one right there looks like Devin just decided to take a little bit more of the line, considering, Gina's able to put that ball down the line very effectively. And, a good little hand dig there from
fest.
and a block for Avery Jackson.
She discovers that Jackson 5, the right hand of 5 fingers of Avery Jackson with a putback.
A great block there, and recognizing that Devin Sowers, that ball coming from behind her, is going to have a blind swing on the ball coming from behind her shoulder. Just smartly puts both hands down into the seam, and an easy block for her.
Oh, Jackson had a chance at that shot by Kahn, but she pulled her hands back the last second.
There's going to be a couple times where I can feel like I can get a block. But if I have Gina Urango behind me, I'm probably going to trust she's going to get a touch on it most of the time.
Tight pass by Jackson. Jackson swings to the right and swings long.
And that set from Gina actually just honestly looked up pretty far off. Just not where Jackson, I think, was anticipating that set would be. Topsy-turvy there on a back set like that sometimes.
5-5 the score. Stepping in the pass. Urango, low set to the right side. Dug by Sowers over on 2. Urango on the cover, backs that trap and knocking it down. But I think there's a net on Sowers, and there is.
Yep, little fishy in the net. She's going to get caught up. And again, another kind of free point going over, a gift to Devin Sowers, not able to convert on the overpass.
And this might sound a little different, but that's the time you want to really have those unforced errors. Like early in this game where you're still able to have control even later on. And we've seen that from Carly and Devin throughout this tournament. They have, and that one's going to be just long.
Are they going to ask for a check? I guess not.
I think Gina's certainly asking for she was holding the C up for a challenge, but gonna get talked out of it by her partner, I think.
I honestly love seeing the level of respect that the teams have for each other in a finals like this. You can ask other players, hey, did you? And a lot of times you'll actually get the answer for what a dig from Carly Kahn.
That's set. But unfortunately goes over to Avery.
The double up in the angle, because Devin was peeling sharp across there, and somehow Carly behind her is able to get that dig. That's absurd.
Ball set to the outside over towards Sowers. Sowers dug by Urango. Great pickup by Urango, and it misses long and wide.
I love I don't know if you guys caught that, but I love the kind of the encouragement. We can't quite hear what's being said, but Avery misses that ball with the back knuckles, kind of immediately looks at Gina, and Gina's still on the ground on her knees and just starts clapping. She's the veteran player in this team up, and she's just looking at Avery like, hey, you're good. Let's go. Let's move on to the next point. It's a side switch. We're good. I like the idea.
What a serve there from Devin Sowers, and outside the antenna. That is an ace.
Now, both Devin and Carly have really dialed up their serving game here because, not a lot of pace, but just a lot of movement, it seems, with those hybrid serves.
Sometimes a float serve can be way more effective than a topspin.
Well, that one had a little more pace on it, though. And we look at Urango going
What a rip.
ballistic.
And you guys talked a lot about over the last couple of points of disrupting that flow and getting that ace. But then, honestly, the very next serve from Devin, just kind of low and inside, right in what I would call Gina Urango's passing pocket. She really likes those kind of low and inside passes. She passes those phenomenally. And there, a very simplistic pass, easy behind set, and Gina just unloading cross court.
Sowers on the attempt, and there's another one for the highlight reel.
Oh, she's getting a boom. What a big, big swing by Devin Sowers responding after giving up that last point.
Getting up to get down is Devin Sowers as Carly Kahn steps back to the service line. Serves that one long. 9-9.
Yeah, and you're going to have that when we're talking about, Carly and Devin are certainly pushing the envelope of serving aggressive and trying to get Avery Jackson, Gina Urango out of their comfortable. Oh, and a little sand monster grabs Carly Kahn there. She's not able to get to that little wild pass by Devin Sowers. But again, we are going to see some of those mistakes from Carly and Devin as they are pushing the envelope of what they can do on their serve to bring the pressure.
Tough serve. Sowers gets underneath it. Jackson, stuff over on one by Kahn. Urango there on the pickup, blocked up top by Sowers, but she gets popped off the chest, getting that ball inside the block.
So all of a sudden, Avery Jackson, Gina Urango up 2, trying to go to the side switch, up 3. This is a huge, huge momentum moment right now for Avery Jackson, Gina Urango. Even if they give up this point, going to the technical, up 1 is a great feeling, but going 3 would just be monumental.
I gotta be honest. Are you feeling great being up 11-10 when that was the scoreline in the first set as well, and it ended 21-15?
That's a fair
You would
point.
have hoped for a bigger cushion, right?
You would be hoping. Obviously, I think Gina Urango, with her amount of time spent on the tour, knows going to a technical up 3 against a team like Carly and Devin is certainly a tall ask and a big order. But going to the technical timeout 1, certainly, like you said, Jacob, they're not feeling the cushion, they're not feeling the ease and the control they may be wanting, but they are leading up 1 at the technical. Carly Kahn, Devin Sowers, probably just sitting under the tent right now, very relaxed. They've been right here before and obviously came out in the first set in a commanding fashion.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see a little bit more. Sorry, Rob. I'm hoping to see a little bit more of that from Avery and Gina. Again, that service pressure got that ace on Devin. I'm wondering if stamina is going to play a factor in this. Again, it's hot. We didn't have that hour-long break. We just hopped right into it. So I'm interested to see how Avery Jackson's youthfulness can really play a role in how much energy she's able to give with her veteran partner, Gina.
I wanted to just insert here, you mentioned that we've been pushed up an hour, and I think I know why. It's 90 degrees. Yes, they want to avoid the heat, but just from the Denver Post, Colorado weather thunderstorms with large hail forecast for Sunday afternoon.
Hail is not good for beach volleyball. You might want to be wearing sunglasses just to protect those eyes if you got to look up, especially if you have a Evan Corey skyball coming into the crowd.
So we'll have to watch that here because that story posted 2 hours ago. So,
and there a big ace from Devin Sowers ties us up at 11. Gina Urango not able to get to that low inside pass.
Again, that service
11.
pressure we're talking about.
Going over towards Urango, she swings to the left side and goes wrists away on the winner.
A beautiful cut shot there. I actually thought that ball was going to get over Gina Urango's shoulder and she'd have to turn that line, but able to corral that and give it a nice touch into the soft angle.
Really quick feet to get outside that ball.
Jackson goes towards Kahn. Kahn goes to the left side off the block of Jackson.
Both teams going to that middle pass behind the back set, back to back, and it's working well. So look for both teams to kind of keep leaning on that game plan.
Oh gosh, do you see Avery Jackson jump towards the sideline before that serve was hit, and now she's probably regretting it because she had to take that extra step to get to that ball of the seam.
Yeah, Carly Kahn with another ace to really just keep the pressure on Avery Jackson, Gina Uringo.
Urango, knuckle deep, dug by Kahn.
Oh
over.
my goodness. Carly Kahn again with an incredible dig, and not just a dig, but almost a perfect set for Devin Sowers to knock that over.
These girls are playing extremely well. They've continued all the way through here, and they're keeping it up here in the final. Oh, great overhand dig. Cable dig off by Urango. Jackson flings it to the pin, and attack error. 15-12.
Yeah, I'm going to chalk that up to maybe a new partnership. I think Gina Uringo was thinking that set was going to fall a little further inside the court. It looks like she took a really quick step to the inside. That set from Avery Jackson traveling a good bit wider towards the pin. Gina then trying to corral it back with a cut shot, just not able to make good hand contact there. So chalk that up to a young partnership.
How about first AVP event, and you're in the final?
Yeah. Hey, you know what? It's only up from here, right? Again, we've seen that with a couple of other pairings as well. The Stanford pair, Bellardi and Bell, they've gotten better finishes as they've gone along. Again, having a battle through the qualifiers first because they didn't have any points, but clearly proven that they're a force here. And this is going to be a great building point for Avery Jackson as well. Again, the partnership with Gina, obviously, I wouldn't say that there's some nerves there playing with a player of Gina's caliber, but you certainly have, some weight on your shoulders in terms of what you need to do to make sure you're contributing for your pair.
Good call there, Jacob, as we see the teams retake the court here. 3-point lead for Kahn and Sowers, who've been playing near flawless here in our final. And that's against a team that hasn't dropped a set the entire tournament in Avery Jackson and Gina Urango.
Might drop the two most important sets of the tournament.
Kahn, great read and great shot to deliver.
And at that same technical in the first set, we see the same storyline here, a 6-1 side switch after the technical for Carly Kahn and Devin Sowers to have a 4-point lead going in towards the tail end of this second set.
And again, both of these last big kills by Devin Sowers give Carly Kahn all the credit, making a beautiful, incredible dig and just throwing her partner up the most perfect option ball out of transitional defense.
Now an attack error to add insult to injury.
Yeah, big time hitting error there is certainly going to put some salt in the wound.
Urango gets a serve, goes to the right side, and I thought they were going to call wide, but it grabs the line.
Thank you to our AVP officials down there on the lines with the flag, quickly giving us a call, letting us know that that ball is in fact in, sending Gina Uringo back to the line.
Oh, tapeworm ace is going to get it done for Gina. And at this point in the match, you are stoked for any single one of those you can get.
Oh, there's not a single word of sorry coming out of her mouth after that one.
And drops it lower.
The universe responds.
18-14. Sowers going back to serve. Can they taste it? We shall see. They are closer and closer to winning the Denver Open.
Bad pass
Tough serve,
Gina.
broken play. High ball, pass tight. Sowers is going to grip and easily pops it down the line.
Avery Jackson, Gina Uringo find themselves in what is quickly feeling like an insurmountable hole. If they can break this serve right now, cling on to some hope of making this set a tight one, but Carly Kahn, Devin Sowers certainly not looking to let that happen.
That Denver
Durango
sand
gets it over.
quickly feeling like quicksand.
Big swing and almost a good recovery, but Avery Jackson putting a little too much heat on that.
Devin really trying to get that second touch on that after the block touch, turning but not able to corral it. Carly was back there. I think she would have made an effort if it was still inside the blue lines, but that one sent almost all the way back to the concrete.
15 looking at 19. Jackson serving it up on the left side and misses wide and long, bringing us to match point, championship point for Sowers and Kahn.
Yeah, Carly Kahn at the line, Devin Sowers at the net. You almost couldn't ask for a better setup for championship point right here. Is your blocker's already up. Carly Kahn's going to hunt an ace here.
They go over towards Urango again. Urango knocks it down, buys time.
Nobody up on that one. Devin deciding to take off. Wasn't a perfect pass. Actually, a little bit tight of a set as well. So Devin took off early before even seeing it.
Crowd getting in it over there at the island in Denver, Colorado. Sowers gets the offering. Sowers at the pin. Dug up and over by Urango. Kahn, tight ball.
Tight.
Jackson and Sowers joust. Dug off the attack by Jackson by Kahn. Kahn hits it long.
Oh, sends that ball way out.
Oh, and a big time play by Gina Urango. That pass going back over the net, but able to dig deep and fight off another match point.
Urango to Kahn and make that an ace.
Oh, and an ace. And Carly and Devin quickly walking to take a timeout and talk about what they're going to do for this final point. Avery and Gina with a late surge. Is it going to be enough to bring them back into this second set?
Certainly a reason that Gina Urango made it into the AVP league and its inceptual year as well as its following year, and showing her grit and determination right now. Rob, how do you think Gina is carrying herself in this timeout right now? Is there butterflies? Is she just feeling herself? What's the feeling that Gina Urango is feeling right now under that AVP umbrella and their player square?
Gina Urango is one of the most mentally balanced players in the game. So she's calm, cool, and collected, just saying, you know what? You got this. Just come out, hit your serve. Don't make it easy, but make it tough enough so we can disrupt whatever it is that's getting Devin and Carly their points. So I think they're going to probably end up serving Carly out of this timeout. They're probably going to try and go into the seam to see if they can get Devin to commit and also keep her off the net, which would not give her as much time to get underneath to get a handset or a good handset, a good controllable set to Carly. But we shall see.
I think they're gonna get one more here, and Gina's gonna run down a high line and pick it up and put it away. Serve to Sowers. Dig
by Urango, saved by Jackson.
That's over.
Another pickup. Urango there on the read. Urango up on the swing, and she
high
gets
line.
it down the line.
Gina Urango, a pair of digs, and able to get it within one. Oh, fending off
5 match points
now.
5 match points fended off. There's that high ball serve to Kahn. Kahn denied. Kahn on the cover. Urango on the dig off the attack by Sowers. Back over to Urango at the left side. Dug by
dig
Kahn.
from Kahn.
She's cutting it. And into the net.
Oh,
tied.
my Lord. What is happening here on Stadium Court?
2020.
Carly Kahn, Devin Sowers, no more timeouts, no chance to slow down the train that has become Avery Jackson, Gina Urango. Get on board because they are making a charge.
Got to get this in, and she does. High pass.
Make
that ace.
Gina Urango.
We've got a reversal of fortune. Set point. Jackson Urango serving a 20.
Nightmare fuel right now for Carly Kahn and Devin Sowers, looking for one side out, but now need a side out and a reel.
Here we go. Sowers dug by Urango, stepping into that angle. Urango knocks it down.
Goodness.
We are going 3.
My word. What just happened? Gina Urango.
If you had asked me 5 minutes ago what the outcome of this set was going to be, I think we were all pretty cut and dry on it. Avery Jackson and Gina Urango with a late surge in the second set to fend off 6 match points and then take the lead and win the second set 22-20. What an incredible, oh my goodness, match here on Stadium in the third set coming up in women's finals.
Rob, I apologize, but yesterday you made a comment. There's a player that you said lives in beast mode, and I don't remember who that was, but right now
Hyper First,
it is
by the way.
Gina Urango is taking that title. There's not a single ball that Gina didn't absolutely grab, dig, swing, kill. It didn't matter where the ball was. Gina Urango was there, and she was earning every point. You know Billy Allen's got to be happy over there right now in the corner with Avery Jackson, Gina Urango. You got to be feeling just absolute ecstatic after a finish like that. What can Carly Kahn and Devin Sowers do going into this third set mentally? They've got to be feeling absolutely defeated right now.
Well, I think they wish they had another timeout, that's for sure. And, I think they may have taken their foot off the gas a little bit and didn't give Gina enough credit for her serve. And, is intentional what she's doing because they were serving a lot shorter than earlier in the match and in that set. And they were going deeper on Kahn. And having her take a longer approach than that, I think that may have been a crucial strategical change for Avery and Gina, or actually Gina on the serve. And, right before the timeout, yes, calm, cool, and collected. And then Gina's looking, if she can get that ball deep to Carly, they can give themselves more time to read what's going to happen on defense.
Man,
I'm speechless right now.
I'm speechless.
Is that 7 straight points on the 2015 switch?
Absolutely.
Fighting off 5 match points, championship points. And that's Gina Urango coming through the vet mentality.
And there is some serious life flowing through Avery Jackson and Gina Urango right now. And they're going to have the serve as well. And Gina just going to try to keep building on that momentum. And
the attack here gives them.
And one thing I want to mention really quick before we forget and lose this is not only did Gina Urango have some phenomenal digs down the final stretch of that, some phenomenal sets from Avery Jackson, getting down off the net, getting her paws on those balls, and just giving a phenomenal set back up into the net for Gina to go get a kill.
The ace into the highway of havoc.
What is happening right now in Denver, Colorado? The Gina Urango show.
Kahn bump sets over the right side, and first point at the side for Carly Kahn.
9 points later, Carly and Devin finally get the side out they've been looking for.
Oh, well, a little sigh of relief for Carly Kahn, Devin Sowers.
Sowers serving it over towards Jackson this time. Urango bump sets low, and Jackson banging it downtown.
How did she have enough space to swing her arm there?
I thought Devin was just going to reach in and stuff that, but finds the sideline.
Jackson serving the 5-10 blocker from Dallas, and another ace
my
on the
goodness.
highway of havoc.
From ultra aggressive on Carly Kahn and Devin Sowers sides to incredibly passive, and that is not how you want to start a third set.
Jacob knows I like to talk all the time about what kind of playlist might be going on in a player's head, and if they get another one here, I've got that sound ready because there's no way that Gina Urango and Avery Jackson aren't feeling themselves right now, leading 4-1 after almost dropping the second set. Another dig, 2-ball
Kahn.
Picked up, Sowers set, Kahn.
Oh, Gina gets the touch, of course, but not able to keep that one in play.
That was the wrath of Kahn kill because there was some serious heat off that swing.
I'm loving that Star Trek reference right there, Rob. I do appreciate that one.
Urango swings to the left pin and goes wrist away.
There is not a single answer right now for Gina Urango in terms of what Carly Kahn and Devin Sowers can do to stop her.
Oh, my.
I'd love to know what's going on inside Avery's head right now because she is a part of something incredible right now. And you've got to just think she's got a huge smile. Oh,
Oh, look at that save.
my
Oh.
goodness. To be a part and witness this with Gina Urango on the court, Avery Jackson is getting an incredible treat for her first AVP tournament.
You know, they say champions live forever, but I think this match is going to live forever in a lot of these players' minds, no matter who wins this and who takes it home. You said it best, Jacob. Avery Jackson is not going to forget this game for the rest of her life. What a incredible turnaround and run that her and Gina Urango have been able to put together to just even to force this third set.
The Stanford
last play,
rising sophomore. Rob, correct me if I'm wrong. Stanford actually won their conference this year, correct?
That is correct. They got the automatic berth to the NCAA championships, winning the MPSF conference, defeating a really good UCLA team.
That is not an easy conference. There's some
it gets worse
schools
next year. They add LSU, right. Florida State, and South Carolina in the MPSF for next season.
That's absurd.
Avery going to the line. You got to wonder here if Gina is giving her the green light to go for her serve. She's gone to a float serve lately. She's even missed one or two of those. I'd really love to see Avery maybe go after her serve a little bit more here.
I think the play of float serve, keep it in, and let Gina keep eating on defense. Not able to run that high line down, but again, give Gina an opportunity to go get it.
Good call. Also, to add, Texas is being added into the MPSF, so it gets harder. But
oh my
didn't want to leave them out.
So of the top 25 teams, there's going to be all 13 of them in there.
Jackson somehow winning that against Devin Sowers.
And you could see the press by Sowers. She was far over and taking away a lot of area too.
A lot of times the second person to make contact with that ball is going to win it.
And an ace for Gina.
And a complete mental breakdown right now on serve receive from Carly Kahn.
This is what I imagine is going on in Gina Urango's head right now.
This has been just an incredible match. And finally, the wrath of Kahn subsides.
Little buy one, get one there. She got her first ace and then just going for that second one and still leading by 2. 6-8. Devin Sowers back at the line.
Sigh of relief there for Carly and Devin.
Sticking with her strategy, going to Gina. Gina now swings left side, and she's hot right now. She has got such a flow in her game.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did Gina just take that ball right-handed on the slide there? It looked like she was kind of falling away to the pin.
Yeah, she did.
And she had her left hand up.
She did a great job there.
Dropped and turned.
She did a great job of keeping her body open to receive that ball and getting her feet all the way around.
9-6. Jackson delivers deep to Kahn. Sowers going to the pause for the set, and Kahn dug Urango up and over. See what happens here in our second offering by Kahn. Kahn
lets it ripping away.
Gina, how are you touching every single one of these swings right now?
The sixth sense has kicked in for Gina Urango on defense.
I think if we had an opportunity to talk to Gina after this game, she goes, I don't even remember what happened.
Oh, a tight pass. Oh, and they sneak it through. Devin Sowers block again.
And that ball is tight enough that Devin's got to feel like she's just go grab that instead of trying to wait for the swing into the hands. Just go reach and win that one early.
You know, Avery's playing with such great composure here in the third set tiebreak. Kahn, off speed. Urango on the read. Jackson dug by Kahn. Kahn now takes a swing off the block of Jackson for the winner.
Yeah, Avery Jackson, Gina Urango still up 2 points here. So Carly Kahn, Devin Sowers going to need at least 2 reels to get themselves back to a tied ball game to force any kind of extra points. So Avery Jackson, Gina Urango need to just take care of serve receive right now and not give anything up. And there is the ace that Carly Kahn, Devin Sowers were looking for. So now just 1 point down, quickly a very different game than just a few points ago.
Yeah, Jackson is standing very biased that left sideline. She was actually earlier in the match closer to that seam. Wonder why they're making that adjustment there in serve
I think
receive.
Gina is telling her to get out of my way. I think Gina is just wanting every single ball that she can try to get a platform pass on in serve receive, and just let Avery keep feeding her.
11-9.
Yeah.
Avery getting a little water bottle help from the island staff here.
Get out of my way. It's a great strategy. Jackson going short over towards Sowers. Sowers winding up and taking it down.
And that is a good piece of that flow that Carly and Devin are trying to find again after that first set, and then most of the second. I mean, they were all on all cylinders, right? Firing very efficiently, and it's been very
Oh,
different.
good
And
read by Carly.
Carly, an opportunity to put that one away.
Oh,
What
good
a
touch
dig
by
by
Avery.
Jackson.
Oh,
Oh
somebody
my
fire in the
word!
hole.
Avery Jackson, who are you? A diving peel dig, hands apart. Gina Urango able to corral that ball up, and Avery unloads down the seam. And very
Avery.
smartly, Carly Kahn and Devin Sowers taking a timeout. They've got to figure out what they just witnessed on the court. Rob, take us through that last play and what Carly and Devin could have done different, because what a phenomenal play by Avery Jackson.
You know, Taylor, they couldn't have done anything differently because they're in the zone. And when you're in the zone, you just can't stop it. You just got to hope they cool off at this point because as we've seen the momentum build through that second set, after being done or down and having to fight off 6 championship points, that is going to be a huge confidence boost going to the third. And that is what Urango and Jackson are riding on right now. They know that they can take this one and they are just going to roll with it. So they're saying, hey, you know what? We got nothing to lose at this point. You know, we are exactly where we need to be, point by point, right now.
I absolutely love that Avery Jackson says, Gina, you're playing all the defense. I want a piece of that cake too. And gets the dig and kill in transition. Oh, just an incredible. Again, their first tournament together. But this is an awesome partnership to watch right now. What they're doing and what they did in the second set, there are not many teams that are going to be able to do that, period, against any team. And
Well,
let alone doing it against Carly Kahn and Devin Sowers.
Well, Jackson back to serve. Gina going into league play has to have a new partner anyway. She chose Devin Newberry for next weekend. And the ball is hit
Another
wide.
hitting error. 13-10. Urango still at the line.
Yeah, with Tony
Rob,
Rodriguez
you
going
about, you
down.
mentioned this is the Tinder tournament. Man, Gina Urango's got to be super swiping on Avery Jackson right now, because what a partnership this has turned out to be.
Marked on favorite. That's what she's got. I've never been on Tinder as a married guy, so
You're not missing
I just
anything,
hear.
Rob. It's a mess.
Uranga going towards Sowers. High ball in the middle. Jackson up on the block, but Sowers stronger up top.
Devin able to turn that ball down the line. Again, Gina was there, not able to corral that one, but the reads on defense right now from Gina Urango. Again, you've got to be mentally frustrated as a hitter, thinking, where isn't she?
Good dime. Thrown back to the left side. Urango off the shoulder. And we got championship point. Serving to 11.
That is incredible.
Oh, my.
Oh my
And we've
goodness.
got match point now going the way of Avery Jackson, Gina Urango. They staved off 6 match points in the second set. Carly Kahn, Devin Sowers now looking for their own fire and fight to be able to do the same, but they're going to have to march through the power and the amazing defense of Gina Urango and Avery Jackson right now.
Oh, bad pass by Sowers, saved by Kahn. Sowers denied by
Oh.
Avery Jackson.
Oh my God, Avery Jackson. Literally, who are you?
We have had some incredible matches here on Stadium over the weekend. That one has to take the cake so far. Again, we have men's finals after this, but I don't know what men's finals can really do in terms of beating that out for the most fun match we have had this weekend. Oh my goodness.
If you told me an hour ago that a girl with not a single post on her BVB info page was about to turn out and just play out of her literal mind in front of Gina Uringo, I would have called you a liar. There's absolutely no way that a sophomore playing at this level, turning around, getting beautiful sets off of Gina Uringo's insane digs, puts on that performance at AVP Denver Open 2025 and takes home a W and gets her an instant bid into Manhattan Beach Open.
I think you put that really, really well together. Nobody, I think, an hour ago would have said that, let alone 20 minutes ago when it was the end of the second set, when it was 20-15 in favor of Carly Kahn and Devin Sowers. If you had told me that was going to be how that works, I'd call you crazy too.
Rob, I don't want to take away from any of the incredible games that you've called over your career being on the mic, but I've got to imagine that's somewhere in the top 10 match for you, watching a team stave off 6 match points, taking an incredible extra point second set win, and then winning the third in commanding fashion. Rob, your incredible knowledge of the game, did you see that coming?
You know, to say yes, I'd be the biggest liar on the planet right now because I thought it was done. And when they turned that around in that second set, again, you said 6 match points, it's 6 championship points, which adds a little more pressure because one, it's $10,000. 2, it's an auto berth to the MBO. And let's just put everything else out there. First AVP tournament, as you mentioned, and making it look easy. Hey, I can win a tournament now in my first appearance. Avery Jackson just set a new bar for any NCAA collegiate player. And I can tell you, some of the biggest fans in the house right now are her teammates, Kelly Bellardi, Charlotta Bell, and assistant coach Billy Allen, who I'm sure are right there courtside. And Andrew Fuller is probably screaming his heads off. And if you know Andrew Fuller, he's a quiet guy.
After the last 2 events that Jacob and I have had the pleasure of calling here for the Streamography and the AVP team, we've talked a lot about this incredible run that we're seeing from these NCAA athletes making the jump from the collegiate side over to the AVP. And we've called a lot of games with some of these players with only, maybe 1 or 2 events and seeing them make these deep runs. But what an absolute show out performance by Avery Jackson. And, Gina Urengo has to be patting herself on the back a little bit for making that young gun pickup, and maybe some others around the AVP world maybe looked at that and gone, man, that's really what you went with? Yeah, probably had a lot of better options, but Gina's seen something that the rest of us and something certainly that Billy Allen's seeing.
I think after this matchup, I think Gina is saying, I don't think there's anybody else that I would rather have on my side of the net. Avery Jackson and Gina Urengo doing an incredible job to come back in the second set, down 5, and turn it around and take 7 straight points to the board to take it 22-20 in the second set, and then turn around with a dominant third set, 15-11. Congratulations to Avery Jackson and Gina Urengo on winning the 2025 AVP Denver Open, a Contender Series event here on the AVP Tour. And again, in Avery's first appearance on the AVP, we are looking forward to later this summer. Again, you alluded to that Manhattan Beach draw. We're excited to see who Avery's going to play with. I think Gina's going to have another partner in mind, but absolutely stoked to see what Avery Jackson's going to do. Carly Kahn, Devin Sowers, what an incredible tournament. Just not able to wrap it up there with that nice bow in the end. But what a performance for them all weekend, facing the heat and everything that they had to go through. We're hoping to avoid this hailstorm that seems to be moving its way towards the island here in Denver. And first place, that $10,000 prize to split. Carly Kahn and Devin Sowers not able to grab that first place finish, but second place still splitting a measly $5,200 together. Not a bad weekend in Denver.
I want to leave with one remark, which is, imagine pulling Avery Jackson in your pool for Manhattan Beach, and you're like, oh, she's only got 1 tournament win. And then you pull it up and you quickly realize it's the Denver Open.
The Denver Open. And in that fashion, it's going to – this is going to be one you might want to have on replay for a while if you are Gina and Avery, to think about That is going to do it for Women's Open. Again, AVP Denver 2025, Avery Jackson, Gina Urango with the win here. We're going to have men's finals coming up here